Hello, welcome back to day 2 of our 5-day challenge. So excited you're here. I am Gloria Payoyo, your leading destiny activator, and I help people go from looking good on paper and on social media to their personalized sacred path to their true happiness. So from looking good to actually truly being happy. Today, we are focused on the 3 things you need to stand in your power. So, why do we need to stand in our power? If you're like I was when I started this journey, you've lived your whole life according to other people, whether it's their expectations, their rules, their opinions, and it's not empowering, right? It's sort of taking your power back, because no one can take your power from you. You have to give it away. So taking your power back and standing in your own power is where your true strength and your I feel like I'm saying power a lot, but that's where your power lies, right? And that's when you go from being ultimately responsible for yourself in your life, and when you accept the responsibility, then you can really kind of benefit from the rewards, because then you're growing and creating what you want to see. So 3 things that you need to get there. Number 1 is know your needs. So our needs they change, right? And most of the times if we have a need that's flared up really big, it's because it's not being met. We want to get our needs fulfilled to a level where they aren't interfering, so that we can start to live a life based on our values. So for example, if you have the value of integrity, and you feel really good when you're staying in integrity and you're honest and you're doing the right thing, and that is who you are at your core, and that's very important for you. And now let's say you're starving and there's a fruit stand. So maybe the need of hunger will outweigh the need for your integrity. And so in that moment, maybe steal some fruit so that you can eat and so that you can survive. So we want to recognize our needs, and then we want to start meeting them. And then when we are meeting them to a level that they aren't flashing, then we can identify, number 2, our values. And then we can start building our life based on our values. And that's when we go from looking good on paper. That's when we go from looking good on social media. That's when everyone else is super happy around us and we're exhausted and we're overwhelmed and we don't feel loved. That's when we go from that to being fulfilled, to being purposeful, to being on our path, to looking at our world and saying, how do I want to create it? Who do I want to help? Where do I want to be? What can I do here? And so it's just a mindset of being sort of dragged around by our own doing, but it doesn't feel that way at that moment, to really standing in our power and saying, no, this is what I want to do, and this is what I'm going to spend my time and energy and effort on. And that's huge. So needs is number 1. We need to know our needs and we need to meet them. And then we can build our life based on our values. However, we need to identify them. Your values don't tend to change. Not saying they won't. If you have that's like someone who has a heart attack and then they change their whole world around after that. They can change with a very traumatic incident, or just when you get sick and tired of being sick and tired of being sick and tired. They can change. We need to get to a point where we're willing to allow them to change. The needs will shift and change. However, the values change rarely, and some people they don't change. Some people it takes. I can tell you, for me personally, I've been through some trauma. My values change based on the trauma. And then the 3rd thing that you need to stand in your power are boundaries. So if you're like me, I didn't even know boundaries were a thing. Right? I was raised to make other people happy. I was raised to take care of everyone else. I was raised that if I wanted something for myself, that was selfish. And that's incorrect. I'm here to tell you that if you're in that space, it's incorrect. The bottom line is you can't pour from an empty cup. If you're busy overextending for everyone else and not taking care of yourself, what happens to you, right? And are you at full capacity? Because speaking from experience, when I was pouring out everywhere from an empty cup, I was giving to a lot of people. However, it wasn't like it's how I give now. Like, I would get resentful in the past, or it'd sort of be like quid pro quo, right? I do this, you do this. I do this, you do this. And so we're sort of trying to sustain ourselves on getting something, and so we give, right? However, once I started to create and maintain and defend my boundaries, that's when everything shifted. That's when I went from being exhausted to being purposeful. That's when I went from making everyone else happy to me actually being happy. In all true transparency, that's when I went from bending over backwards, enabling people and letting people use me, to actually empowering them and letting go people that didn't have my best interest in mind, which didn't feel good at first. However, looking back at it, it's the best thing I could have done, to let go of people that don't have my best interest in mind, and to hold on to the ones, or give more space and more room and more time and more effort towards the ones that actually really care about you, has been really, really life-changing. And now when I give, because I'm giving from a full cup, I don't expect anything back. I'm truly giving from my heart, and it doesn't matter what you're going to do with it, right? So if I decide to help someone with advice, I don't care if they take it, right? It's the best that I could give them. However, they have free will, and I can honor that. I can honor where they are on their journey. I can honor where they are in their life, and I have deep trust and faith that they're going to get to where they want to go, and that things are lining up for them. So maybe my advice is great for me and it's not great for them, and I can let that go and truly give unattached to the outcome. So it really shifts and changes things. So quick recap. 3 things that you need to stand in your power. Identify your needs and meet them. Meet them to a satisfactory level where they're not flaring for you. Identify your personalized values, and these are all personalized things, right? And start to align your life to them. Start to input them in your life. So one of my values is educate. So this is what I'm doing. Some of them you'll know, like I knew integrity was one of mine. Didn't know educate was one of mine. However, we've got tools to kind of hone in on that for you. And set, maintain, and hold your boundaries. I am spiritual and I am religious, so I'm going to use the word God. However, you don't have to believe in God, whatever you believe in, that higher power that loves all of us and sees us for more than we are. That entity has given us things. And it's sort of like if you're a parent, it's sort of like giving a gift to your child. You want them to take care of it. And as they take care of it, you'll give them more, right? And same for us. As we are given things to take care of and we take care of them, then we're given more. And then we take care of them and we grow and expand and we're given more. And so it's a part of that journey of expansion to where we're truly living our life and accomplishing what we want and building the life of our dreams. So it's a major component to getting there. I am going to teach. Okay, so first of all, we're going to talk more about boundaries tomorrow. And then the day after that, we're going to start talking about how to let go of the guilt, the frustration, and the shame that comes when other people are letting you know that their expectations aren't being met. So we're going to address that. Don't worry about that. Today's just an awareness of the 3 things you need. So thank you so much for spending I'm reading. I apologize. Okay. Thank you so much for spending this time on yourself today. It means a lot. And the reason why it means a lot to me is because we're all on this journey together and we all have our parts to play on this earth. And I want you to stand in your full power, stand in your full glory, and live and create what you want to see on this earth and what you came here to do. I want to see that for you. And I'm doing it for myself, to be a woman of my word, to lead by example, and to show my kid and my friends and the people that I care about and love deeply that it can be done, right? Regular people, doesn't matter where you came from, doesn't matter your past or your history, we can create the world that we want to live in. And if this resonated with you, you can, and if you're ready to get off of autopilot and to create a life that you're excited for every day, you want to get out of bed and live your life, message me directly or visit www.hotempoweredmessmovement.com. I'll say that again, www.hotempoweredmessmovement.com. Thank you so much for spending this time to invest in yourself. I hope you've had an amazing day, and I will see you tomorrow for day 3. Bye.